10 families in the northeastern community of Sineku will soon receive homes, compliments the government of Dominica. On Thursday, the Honorable Prime Minister, Member of Parliament for the Salybia Constituency, and other members of the Ministry of Housing visited that housing development site. GIS News spoke with the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Housing, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, who is pleased that these houses will soon become safe homes for the recipient families. The Prime Minister told GIS News that the resilient houses have been accepted by the beneficiaries as safe alternatives to their current housing conditions.
Like everything else in our country and the world, once something is new, people always have certain reservations about it. And there were reservations about these homes when they were just started by the potential beneficiaries and also residents. But I can say to you, without any fear or contradiction, that the people have fully embraced these homes. They have seen the method of construction. They have been educated on the type of construction, and they are now certainly convinced that these homes are very safe.
After the passage of Hurricane Maria, the Labour Party administration set out to build 5,000 resilient homes in the next 3 years. These 10 homes make up a handful of that ongoing successful mission. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Housing, Lucian Blackmore, gave structural details of the buildings.
We have a development consisting of 10 of the resilient structures. Out of the 10, 8 of them are 2-bedroom units in excess of 630 square feet, which is above our typical 2 bedrooms. And we also have 2 of the structures that are 3-bedroom units in excess of 840 something square feet of space. So what we indeed see in here is the actual living testimony of the response the government has in mind following the impact of Hurricane Maria.
The houses were constructed by a Bayesian firm Pre-Conco Limited, which specializes in high-quality precast and pre-stressed concrete products. Senior Supervisor Israel Hewitt is confident the homes will withstand any Category 5 hurricane and use the Ross University building in Portsmouth, which withstood the test of Hurricane Maria, as an example, as that structure was also erected by Pre-Conco Limited.
The finish and the structure, I know for sure is a stronger product of building. Hurricane Maria was last year. You can see the results of Ross. That's one the standing buildings here today. So definitely, yes, I can say that.
Hurricane Maria in September last year left a large portion of the housing stock of the Kalinago territory destroyed, the community of Sineku being the hardest hit. Blackmore and the Honourable Member of Parliament explained that it is for that reason that members of the Sineku community are receiving the homes and are expected to receive more homes in the future.
The Sineku site was one of the obvious areas the government had the priority for responding to. Firstly, as we should be aware, the impact of Hurricane Maria from September, the Sineku, the Kalinago territory was the hardest hit area of the country. And Sineku in particular, for the Kalinago territory, was the hamlet hardest affected, meaning that about 68% of the houses in that area was totally destroyed. And so government felt it was a legitimate area for starting up to bring the example of the kind of resilient reconstruction we're talking about. And of course, in addition to that, to bring about some immediate relief to the areas that were hardest affected.
Honorable Darroux says this development in the housing stock will improve the lives of his constituents.
Some people are asking is, why did we choose to build these homes in Sineku and not anywhere else in the Kalinago territory? The truth is Sineku was one of the hardest hit communities as compared to the other communities in the Kalinago territory. I'm not saying that the other parts of the Kalinago territory was not hit, but Sineku is really one of the most vulnerable communities. And as the government has articulated in its plan, is to ensure that every household is actually a hurricane shelter so that families can be safe and secure during a disaster. After Hurricane Maria, almost every household in Sineku went down flat. And so these 10 homes being constructed now is of great significance for the people of Sineku because it's going to definitely increase the housing stock and have the families in a better situation compared to where they were.
The permanent secretary noted that simply responding would not have been enough when it came to the housing needs of the people, but that their preferences also had to be taken into consideration.
We will understand as well and appreciate that the Karinago territory has its unique features, of course, being one of the traditional and culturally strong communities. It's not a question of just responding with any type of construction, but it has to be a kind of construction that they have to endorse and feel comfortable with.
According to Blackmore, as a result of considering the needs and traditional aspects of the people, resilient practices and preferences were combined to achieve the finished product.
The structure that we're seeing here is a total pre-stressed precast unit that has all the necessary amenities. You could see that the roofs are fitted already with the design guttering system to ensure that there's proper catchment of the water from the roof, and then it's drained away from the site in a very safe and adequate manner. And at the same time, you could see the landscape, the transformation, even the kind of design, the final painting and treatment of the houses, keeping in line with the customs, the wishes and desires of the Karinago people. They were the one who made the choices in terms of the kind of color scheme that they wanted for the houses. So it's a kind of integrated development where we're really taking into account the new resilience criteria and requirement we're looking at, while at the same time satisfying the local needs of the people.
Parliamentary Representative Honorable Casius Darroux says it would not have been in the best interest of the people to sacrifice safety for certain traditional features of housing. He is happy the people of his constituency are recipients of the upgraded structures and have embraced the housing developments.
While I support the view that we need to protect our cultural identity, but at the same time we cannot allow our cultural identity to retard our development. Everywhere else on island, people are getting the residents of Dominica are getting beautiful homes. We in the Kalinago, we need the resilient homes also. And these structures here, they are really resilient, and this is what our people need, and let us give them a sense of comfort when there's a disaster, not only a hurricane or earthquake, but really and truly is going to definitely enhance the community and the constituency by extension.
The Prime Minister and Minister for Housing explained that the new homes will come with conditions that the recipients are expected to uphold. Maintaining peace in the community and the natural surroundings are part of those terms.
There will be conditions placed on beneficiaries, not only here in the Karinago territory, but across the country. So everybody who will be receiving a home will also sign on to certain conditions with regards to these homes. They have to maintain the peace, they have to beautify their surroundings, plant flowers, keep a place clean, and so there are other additional conditions. So we expect people to take care of these properties and to keep the homes clean and in a pristine fashion, because if we do not take care of these homes, they'll deteriorate to a point where we don't want people to go back to from whence they came. We want them to keep rising, and maintenance of these buildings is part of that.
Honorable Skerrit foresees that the recipients will maintain those standards.
But I have no doubt we have done this in the Karinago territory before. It's not the first time we build homes. And I must say to you that I have always been very impressed with the way that the Karinago people have maintained those homes. Everybody planted flowers in their yards, along the streets, and there was a communal program where the maintenance of those flowers in the public space was done by the residents themselves. So I have no doubt that we will see the same thing continuing through the Karinago territory.
The new structures, the Member of Parliament believes, will create a greater sense of pride in the people and, by extension, enhance the community.
With these new buildings coming in, it enhances the community. Of course, people are going to have more pride in being in the community of Sineku. While some people may have different notions of the Sineku community, I believe the rest of the constituency is always going to be a little bit jealous of Sineku. But I can ask them to rest assured that the government is going to continue building those homes.
The Honorable Prime Minister says the Ministry of Housing will ensure the recipients are able to move into their new homes for Christmas. Both the Honorable Prime Minister and the parliamentary representative agree this is a fitting and a proper gift to the recipients for the Christmas season.
I have given a mandate to the Ministry of Housing that we need to have the beneficiaries occupying those homes well before Christmas so that they could spend Christmas in their brand new homes.
What would be a better way for us to help the family by giving them a Christmas gift? And so there will be 10 families who will benefit from these homes. They are all from the Sineku community.
The beneficiaries were identified based on those who lost their homes from passage of Hurricane Maria and the greater level of need per family. Recipient of one of the houses, Pius Laura, is grateful for the new home. He shared that current living conditions are not favorable and this gift is a welcomed one for his family.
Well, I feel it's very good after the storm. It was sort of distressful, but right now we can say we're kind of happy for what is happening around for the homes and so. We're saying thanks to the organization who sponsored and then to the government, the assistance. Well, it was kind of crucial before, living in wooden houses and so, but it was kind of crucial ways to live, but trying our best to survive. Economic condition wasn't too favorable around that time. I mean, things wasn't flowing as expected. We used to do our own thing, but just as a livelihood to keep ourselves going.
He is eager to spend Christmas in the new environment in upgraded living conditions.
I have my family, my wife and my grandson living with us now. The other children, 5 children, but they are on their own. I think that will be good enough for us for the Christmas. We'll enjoy it in a welcome area.
Sil Laura, another recipient, is grateful on behalf of her extended family, which she says would otherwise be unable to build a home for themselves.
I am so glad that I have received the house, and I am happy because I couldn't afford. And Hurricane David came again and Maria came, and it happened. So I am so happy and to thank the government and the people that built it.
Once tiling and a few finishing touches are completed in a few weeks, the families will officially be handed over the new resilient homes in time for Christmas. Reporting for GIS News, Priska Julian.